Channel Brothers.
Right.
I'll pick MVP Phoenix.
Nice. Charlie's on board with the boys. He's riding and dying with them as we enter game 2. OG.
Oh, very, very well. This is probably the best that you can hope for as an Invoker versus a TA. And he's going to have the completed phase boots here pretty quickly. A lot of the reason he's able to do so well in the CS is because he maximized his damage really early on. Straight null talisman into both of the damage components of phase boots before completing the actual boots themselves.
Yeah, that's a very smart play from MP. It's very tempting to get 1 point in Exhort, but it seems like they've already committed to the Quaswex Invoker before the Crease even spawn.
And Forev, despite dying a couple of times, is able to pick up a decent amount of experience. He's level 4 compared to Moon Meander's level 3.5. So,
and a wraparound coming from DUBU, maybe looking to get a kill onto Moon. They just popped the Observer Ward, looking to get that kill into tower push.
Yeah, whenever the creep wave pushes like this, you always want to see if you can catch the offlaner. Unfortunately, not going to be there in time. QO barely missing out on the slithering crush that they would have been able to combo pretty damn well. They're actually going to give some support now to Moon Meander. Make sure he can move forward and collect this experience crit. It's going to sit behind Moon Meander and MVP Phoenix get aggressive like that again. They're going to go for the stomp. QO out of mana. And not going to be able to challenge much.
He will get that armlet up pretty early.
This does mean Forev's going to be really happy without the MP. Elder Titan MP almost dropping there, but does manage to barely get off the Ghost Walk in time. Miracle, obviously not having the vision. Is he going to be able to finish him off?
MP dropped the Tornado EMP onto Miracle, but instead of turning around and running, he just went onto MP, almost killed him.
And he's got plenty of regen still with the bottle, as well as a healing salve still in his pocket for the Templar Assassins. So he's able to play that pretty aggressive game. And that is the one downside, right, of this phase boots first Invoker. It's the harassment potential of Miracle. That's the way he's really going to be able to keep up the pressure. But Quas does seem to be doing just enough to be able to keep MP in fighting shape. He's now going to back up, help DUBU clear through this small little medium stack.
I wonder what Sven's going to go for in terms of his item build. I don't know if getting the HOD is a huge priority for him because TA can just do ancient stacks and stack them herself, and Armlet is far more popular at this point, and Armlet...
Forev going to be stoned up once again, does manage to get off the anchor smash. Doesn't matter though, that pure damage cutting right through the crack of the shell. And now they're going to be able to put a lot of damage on this tier 1 tower. Meanwhile, Miracle spots out the courier, gets it for free. That's going to be wards down for an extra couple minutes for MVP Phoenix. And that lack of vision may end up costing them, as the tier 1 tower, if it goes down in this top lane, this will free up a lot more space for the OG heroes to rotate around without MVP Phoenix having the knowledge.
Noto actually put 2 points in the Stormhammer, realizing that Tidehunter is just constantly sitting in the lane, and that little bit of extra magic burst helps a lot.
Yeah. Anything to threaten the Tide as much as they can. They can't let Forev come forward and bully these two constantly. There goes the stun. Sunray once again. Forev not quite level 6, doesn't have the stun to stop this one, but it looks like his full HP is going to be enough. Plus the fact that No Tail did not have God's strength this time around.
I think Armlet might be better for Sven just to deal with the amp damage, having that plus armor.
It does take away a lot from what Sven is supposed to be, right? He's supposed to be this farming carry that is able to get really far ahead due to the nature of him quickly farming through stacks, and a lot of that does come through
Miracle sitting in mid, waiting for a double Mel strike, perhaps on MP.
This could be close. He does have the quick reaction tornado ready to go. He's got to pull off the flat, doesn't actually manage to get the Melt Strike, and immediately the tornado follows up. MP is going to be slowed down, but not enough for Miracle to get even close to getting that kill.
It was a nice try. I actually saw him do this a lot more when the TA was more popular. He would always try and sit around on cliffs and go for the double Melt Strike. back to your point about the Sven not being terribly farmed because of if he doesn't go for HOD, they do have the TA for massive damage out.
Kronos here, they're going to try and catch out and kill QO with this one, the Sunray, everything else seems like it should be enough. He starts sprinting himself away, and it looks like the one maybe just enough. No, it's not going to be, as Icarus Dive comes through. And Fly is able to pick up the last hit there. Good setup there from OG, making use of the Chronosphere as soon as possible and punishing what we've seen from MVP Phoenix, really liking to be able to farm up and get that armlet onto the Slardar, which he does have now. And this actually may be a little bit of fortuitous timing here for MVP Phoenix because he has that. We've seen the way the last time MVP Phoenix ran the Slardar, they would freely rotate the Slardar before they had the Blink Dagger, and this may happen again as QO comes back to life.
And let's see, Invoker, looks like Urn is almost complete on him.
Yeah, they're actually, they put the Slardar up at the top lane, and they're going to 4-man smoke from mid up to top to join that Slardar. But OG seem to have this read.
They just need to survive. I think they have a lot of damage output as long as they just destroy team fight from MVP. It kind of halted the momentum that the Ravage was supposed to bring to them and turn around that fight.
How many times have we seen a hero from OG be able to escape from the team fight of just a sliver of HP? And that all just comes down to laning phase. If it goes slightly better for MVP Phoenix, they at least get some trade-offs. But OG being far enough ahead, they're able to keep heroes like Moon alive, despite having no health and very little mana.
Yeah, the Sven and the Faceless Void are just meat shields for Miracle. And with that, very confident heading into the Rose Pit. Don't even need any minus armor from the TA to do this one.
Yeah, absolutely. And quick Aegis now for Miracle, I'm guessing, is he could just go all out aggression from here, pick up a faster Desolator if he wants to, alongside the Blink Dagger. Nope, they're actually going to give it to the Sven instead.
And I guess I jinxed Febby. He's still sitting at 1,800 gold.
Yeah, you really did. Unfortunately, it just wasn't there for that last fight. Could have made a big difference. They're going to start clearing through some ancient stacks. Febby's going to try and take some of these last hits, it looks like, for the Blink Dagger.
And I think most of the time I personally prefer the Blink over the mech. A lot of times on a fight, unless you have really good tower seeds, but with their lineup, they can't use towers at all. They need to get the jump on OG. They need to be able to blow up a couple of key heroes, Elder Titan, Phoenix, Faceless Void in particular, before they get off their ultimates. And if he just has a headdress, it's not going to be possible for them.
Right.
Unless they have Blinks on Slaughter in line, which are not quite out yet.
Yeah, and QO hasn't actually had quite the game that he was hoping to in that safe lane ever since it came in from the Chronosphere. He's been down ever since with just that armlet. OG, meanwhile, they've got some vision inside of their own jungle that they have to be afraid about if No Tail farms. Exactly. Now it's their turn to be on the offensive. MVP Phoenix trying to do some ancients of their own. OG had plenty of initiation though, thanks to Moon. They're going to be able to make the jump and manage to get the Stormbolt. Maybe he's going to be first. Now they pick up the Chronosphere on the 2. The Sunray over the top. Miracle with the double. And MVP Phoenix still struggling to find a single kill in this game as we push past 20 minutes. And OG wanted to make this a flawless victory as they try and end it a little bit earlier as they push down tier 2 in mid.
And just excellent vision provided by the TA traps and the Observer Ward placed by the supports. MVP have nowhere to hide. They use all their smokes trying to move offensively onto OG side of the map, and now they don't have any smokes. OG can pick and choose MVP's heroes as they will.
Moon Meander not going to give up this tier 2 as a free trade-off. Will TP himself up there solo to stop the Invoker's push, and this is what's really dangerous. The fact that Moonmeander feels safe enough to be able to challenge Invoker solo like that and stop his push means that OG will just claim more and more map control as they rotate the rest of their heroes down to the bottom lane. Start surrounding the Roshan pit. It's not quite yet time, but it will be the next big objective for OG, it seems.
And MVP have one aggressive ward close to Dire's T2 tower, but aside from that, they don't have any eyes on OG. They probably know that they're just farming the heck out of their Ancients, but they can't do anything about it.
Yeah. Getting a smoke into that area is particularly rough when you have the two tier 1s on Dire's side still up. Right, there's no entrance or wrap around behind that ancient area that you can get to with the tier 1 at bottom lane still up. So MVP Phoenix are just kind of struggling to find any ground to hold on to, as they're even losing their own ancients. No tail clearing through that.
And the longer the delay, the more BKBs are going to be up on OG. One already up on No Tail. Almost the second one completed on the TA. Just needs 250 gold for that. And all their heroes are pretty useless against BKB aside from Slardar, but he can't do it on his own.
Certainly not. Not with this kind of farm. Only 7k net worth on him. You know, we're close to the 13k that both Templar Assassin and Sven are holding on to. Gonna try and chip away at this tier 1 for now, but you never know when OG's initiation is gonna come through. MVP Phoenix posturing like they should be able to counter initiate, but I just don't have the faith.
Maybe they can catch Moon as he blinks in with a quick hex.
Yeah, Febby counter blinks in, tries to get the hex off before the Chronosphere animation completes.
The only problem is that with that is that Crit can come in with the immediate Astral Spirit and the Stomp. Yeah, and without any BKBs, they can't prevent that from happening.
And MVP Phoenix is not able to play the follow-up there with no Blink Dagger on the Tidehunter as he does go for the Mac.
Yeah, I think at this point he probably should have just committed to the Blink Dagger.
Yeah. MVP Phoenix, knowing that their jungle is pretty much open to OG at any point in time, are going to invade into the Dire jungle themselves. Maybe try and get some aggressive vision up for now. And
they think they're moving into OG's blind area, but there is a trap right next to Febby.
Meanwhile, Roach on time for OG, as they've got plenty of physical damage and minus armor to do it quick. And this doesn't even allow MVP Phoenix, it seems, to be able to, no, they will be able to get that tier 2 as the top lane. OG don't really care about it though. They'll get a tier 2 of their own at bottom as they start setting up for what is probably going to be a high ground push. There's not much that they really need in these team fights past the BKBs to be able to win against MVP Phoenix. As long as they don't get caught out by the Ravage or the initiation of Febby, they're good to go.
And as backup, they have the hand of Midas on the Phoenix. In case someone tries to get heavily focused down later, maybe you can pick up a Scepter, but that's talking about way late. I don't know if MVP can even survive until then.
Yeah, you're talking about 35 minutes plus, when I'm not even sure if MVP Phoenix are going to be able to stop this one push-up hill from OG. Scott Strength come forward instantly, hangs up, nice play by Febby. Tornado EMP, BKB is going to be used by No Tail. Now they turn towards Forev, trying to force out that Ravage. Well, the BKBs are still up, he doesn't even use it. Instead, he holds on to it as he's going to buy it back and try and go round 2. OG can try and back away if they want to, but they're going to stay and fight with No Tail holding full line there. And it's going to Storm Bolt and a 3-man Chronosphere from Moon. Then the Ravage is going to be able to zone back some of the heroes, but they still have the foe from Chris. Long range counter initiation is managed to hit the ultimate just on time. Mass buyback now for MVP Phoenix. As they, if you have to pick up a single kill, they just don't look to it at all. Crit, he might even die. The old step to go down. QO can't even get him. As OG swarm into him. Crit hiding in the trees. MP wants it bad. He's gonna look for it with the EMP. Still not enough, and the GG goes down. A flawless game from OG as they move on in game 2. What a powerful performance.
It's been a long time since I've witnessed a shutout in high-level pro Dota.
Unbelievable. MVP Phoenix were moving into